AXM everything, get everything to be standalone, other than the books that are lying around, because I'm going to do something different with that. And what's the other thing too? I think that's it. I think I just want to AXM, get everything standalone as much as possible, and then we can start planning around getting it to one cell. And I think the first thing I'll do is I'll just try and manually piece them there, kind of thing at first. And then before I start doing the whole merging into one cell thing, what I'll do is that I'll save the copy of the ESP file that I'm editing pretty much, so that we don't have that issue. And before I piece all of that stuff, I'm also going to go and yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and as soon as my brain decides to catch up all the time. What am I thinking of right now? Huh. My brain is just mush right now. I'm trying to think of what I was trying to say. Oh, right. So when the cove and the... I remember now. So when the cove and the lair are both AXM'd, which means that they have their own editor IDs and stuff like that, so I can manually edit each and every one of them depending on what I want to do. And not only that, when they are both standalone, so though they don't require vanilla or modded textures, or in some cases DLC textures, we're fine. So that's exactly what I am looking forward to doing. So once those two steps are done, like first I am AXMing everything, because that's, I don't want to say it's the easiest thing, but it's easier than just getting everything to be standalone right off the bat, because that means I have to go through each individual mesh. I have to remap every texture, and then through that process, it's just too much. And then I have to go through the CS as well, and then change it so that it uses my meshes instead of the vanilla ones. That part's not as hard. It's just terrible because of how old the CS is, and how bad their UI works for being able to path to those. That's the only thing that's bad. Like, you can't copy the link to the to where it is on your computer, and then it'll piece it and it'll grab it. What you have to do is you have to go through like a drop-down menu and go there. It's like, it's not as good. It's not a very good system. But for the most part, yeah, like I'm gonna try and do all that. I did it for Sanctuary already. There's just a few things that aren't there. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab most of the alcohol beverages, I think, like the wine and the beers and all that stuff from the DLCs, and I'm gonna copy them over to mine, and then that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm not gonna directly copy as I did with the lair and the cove because it causes issues. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see how it looks in the CS. I'm hoping I can get the actual like position pretty much, and then what I'll do is I'll just move them over to my mod, but I'll grab the right editor ID and all that stuff, so that there's no there's no problems at all. The only difference is that I'm going to go and change this so that the first three letters are going to be AXM, so that it won't conflict with anything. And then we'll just use that as the stand-ins for some of the beverages. And then for the cutlery, I still have to do that silver thing, which is going to take a little bit too. So those ones have to go through the meshes themselves, and I have to change how their collision works. So right now how they work is that you can move them around and such. That's not what I want. I want them to never be able to be moved. So I have to go through all of that nonsense too. So that's something that I have to also address too. And I think that's it. I think it's just the cutlery and the wine bottles and such. I think there's also some poison bottles, but I already have a poison made, and I can obviously just make a different one that will fit the theme a little bit better, so it's fine. There's something else as well that I'm forgetting about that I need to do. Oh, right, yeah, some of the books that are on display. Those ones I'm just going to do like I do with all the other ones for the most part, and just have like that storage container of books. And then that's what I'm going to use. But the difference for that one is that like these are just going to be like empty bookshelves, so you can put your books in there instead. I'm going to see if there's a better selection of different placements of the books, but I think there's only 6 of them though, which is unfortunate, but I mean, it's better than just having loose books that you can throw around and do all that stuff. And same thing with the lair. The lair's going to have the same thing like that. Like, the lair's going to have those same storage containers. Mind you, they're going to be separate, but same idea, though. It's going to have a storage container that you can use to store books if you want, or just do something else. I know, actually, Lara, one of the bookshelves may have books, but I think I'm going to have it so that it has the books that it should have, if that makes sense. So if you don't know what I mean, Vile Lair actually comes with books. It comes with something, it comes with 2 things, I think, that are about vampires. I think. I know one of them's about vampires. Is the other one about... the origin of vampires? I think one of them's about the origin of vampires. Oh, they don't put the books in the items. That's weird. Yeah, they don't say anything about that. That's interesting. Oh, no, wait. Here they are. Okay. So it's this one and this one. Yeah, okay. Let's see here. Oh, it's like... I don't know how to word it. I don't know how to word this. It says, like, honor order, like, here's a paragraph of what we will do, or whatever. And honor dual patrons, same idea. And then honor rivals, same thing. And then honor conduct, same thing. I'm trying to remember what it's like. I'm trying to remember what that kind of... It's like a speech, but I'm trying to remember what the actual word is. It's like a creed, maybe? I'm not quite sure. And then the other one... Just gonna move OBS a little bit so I can move the emulator so I can see this a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just trying to read one of them and trying to see if it's the same idea. Yeah, okay, so it's about the same as I'm guessing it's... So I guess it's a little bit about how ESO kind of shows it, so that's good. So if you don't know, it kind of tells you like the origin of vampires, or like technically in better terms, the original vampire. It gives you a little bit of a brief history of it, so that's interesting. So the character was already sort of planned by the DLC, which is interesting. But yeah, I find it's okay. Yeah, and then one thing that I thought I did, but apparently I forgot about it, was about Greywind's journal, which is supposed to be something you see at the very beginning. I got rid of the pearl, but I forgot to add in the journal itself. Oops, my bad. And another thing is that like some things are going to be directly moved to the to areas and such. So like I think one thing that I wanted to do for the Vile Lair was move the blood of an ancient vampire that I created, so that like anytime you want, you can just drink the potion, you become a vampire. So same idea. So it'll be in the lair instead, and instead of like being hidden under the tree. Since it'll fit that area just a little bit because of the fact that the lair is supposed to be like a evil character slash like a vampire kind of hideout. I say vampire because literally the main bed is supposed to be a coffin, so. And as media has shown, is that vampires really like coffins as their beds, so. And plus this guy plus the guy that like had this as his hideout or whatever, also like was a vampire as well. So, I mean, it would make sense though that he would have like stored his blood somewhere, like hidden in there. So, makes sense. Yeah, because I don't think there's anything else as well. Like in any of this stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I think at some point I said that I was gonna open up my Pokemon Scarlet and start playing it. I didn't do that yet. Like I think at one point I said I was gonna go get the Mew, and I didn't. I keep forgetting to turn on my Switch in order to go do it. And something that I can do right now is I can also go do it now, but. Didn't I say we were at the city already? Anyway, yeah, so like... So I think after this, while I'm waiting for my room to kind of cool back down, pretty much. Or while I'm waiting for my room to cool down, I think I'll go do that. So if you don't know this, my room gets like... Or the room that I record in... Oops, I went to the gym by accident. I meant to go to Pokemon Center. So my room gets, like... So the room that I record in... I keep saying my room. I'm just going to continue saying my room. My room gets really hot. So... Like, a lot of times, like, if it's winter, I'll have the window open so that the cold air can breeze right through. And usually it'll cool off the entire room for a decent amount of time. However, for For this, I can't really have what cools off my room on because it's very loud. Hello. This wasn't this weekend just now? Yep. I only caught a quick glimpse of, but I thought I saw it running on the waves. This weekend is beautiful and grand. Across towns and roads at simply awesome speeds. It's wonderful. Yes, it is. If you want to see it up close, I've decided I'll battle you as a trainer to earn Suiken's respect. Alright, let's battle now. Okay. I didn't know this was a battle, to be fair. I thought he battled in the remakes. I didn't realize he battled in easy games too. We have a level 23 Drowsy. Buddy. Level 35 Raikou. And also, don't get me wrong though, if I haven't done anything in Scarlet, I still haven't traded over those legendaries yet. Or transferred those legendaries that I keep saying that I'll transfer them, don't worry. Yeah.